Everybody, and welcome to Ljubljana in Slovenia, where we have Group D action from the Basketball Champions League with Petrol Olimpija taking on Filou Oostende on game day 11 of the regular season. Well, only one of these teams can make it to the last 16. The hosts have won just 1 in 10 in the regular season so far, although that victory did come against tonight's opponents in the reverse fixture back in October. Can they do the double over Oostende? Or will the visiting team secure an important win as they look to make it into the playoffs? Their ambitions are still very much realistic. A couple of results already from this group, as you can see from yesterday's games. A victory for the visiting team will take them joint third with Besiktas and Strasbourg, with 6 wins and 5 defeats. It would be a vital victory with just 3 weeks of the regular season remaining. We can have a look at those standings now. As you can see, Besiktas and Strasbourg in 4th and 3rd, both with a 6-5 record, and Oostende will join them with that 6-5 record if they can get the win tonight. Sadly for Petrol Olimpija, the playoffs are no longer a possibility. They could make it into the top 6 of this group, but they do need to pick up their form pretty quickly if that is to happen. Has been a difficult Basketball Champions League season so far for Petrol Olimpija, and this is the roster that they are up against this evening. Oostende, who have a couple of key players to look out for, the likes of Chase Fila of the USA and Nemanja Jurisic of Montenegro. Both have been performing very well over the regular season so far, and have featured heavily over the 10 games in that period as well. Oostende, of course, led by the Croatian Dario Giergia, who's also the Belgian head coach, and he will be up against Sasa Nikitovic's Petrol Olimpija side. A couple of their key performers so far this season: Mirza Begic, the 33-year-old centre, and Jan Span, the number 6 point guard, averaging almost 15 points per game in this competition. He's played 8 of the 10 regular season games so far. Has played an important part in what has been overall a bit of a frustrating regular season for Petrol Olimpija. As I mentioned, just 1 win in 10 regular season games. They lost narrowly away at Bologna last week, 87-84, the final score in that one. It was a 6th consecutive defeat in this competition for the Slovenians. And Oostende, by contrast, have just been flying of late. 4 wins in a row. They've really got themselves into playoff contention as a result. If they can keep up that record this evening, they are very much in the mix for a place in the last 16. That will be their aim, as well as trying to get a bit of revenge for that defeat to Olimpija earlier in the regular season, of course. They've also won their last 3 away games as well. That is worth pointing out. So good on the road. And although Olimpija have been struggling of late, they did put in a decent performance, as I said, away at Bologna last week. Oostende narrowly getting the better of Neptunus on the road, 77-79, the final score in that one. And Oostende have the best record when it comes to allowing opponents to grab rebounds. On average, their opponents claim only 30.7 rebounds per game. That's less than any other team in the Basketball Champions League. Oostende have been ever-present as well in this competition. Last season they finished 6th in the group phase with a 6-8 record, 5th in the 16-17 season with a same record, so they've missed out on the playoffs in the 2 previous editions of this competition. But they will be optimistic of changing that. Never won more than 6 games in a regular season. This would be their 6th win tonight if they get the victory that they so desperately want, and they will certainly give themselves a really good chance of making it into the playoffs for the very first time. Petrol Olimpija playing in the Basketball Champions League for the second time. They finished 7th in their group last season with a 4-10 record. They'll need to win all their remaining games to at least finish this season with a better record than 12 months ago. Still a couple of minutes away from getting started here. Just haven't quite been able to get to grips with this tournament so far. The home side, they really are on a poor run at the moment. Obviously it's been a struggle all the way through, but 6 defeats in a row. And they have only won one of their last 14 games in the Basketball Champions League. And they've lost 10 of their 12 home games in this competition, the highest percentage amongst teams with at least 2 seasons in this competition. And they do have 1 or 2 players who could make a big difference. I mentioned Jan Span, but also Amisa Pegic, the veteran centre. He's made a double-double in his last 2 games after failing to register any in his first 7. So if he can keep up the form he started to show in this competition, it might just cause the visiting team a few problems. Here's your refereeing team for tonight as well. From Turkey, Russia and Spain. Overseeing proceedings here in Ljubljana. It's a pretty tight group. Virtus Bologna in action tonight as well. They take on Medi Beirut as we have a look at the starting 5 for Oostende. It does include Filou. He's had a pretty good Basketball Champions League so far. 9.6 points, 3.7 rebounds, 3.6 assists per game for him. Solid performer. Dario Giergia, head coach, 43-year-old Croatian. Belgian head coach as well, of course. He's been involved with Oostende for a number of years now. Unlike his opposite number, Sasa Nikitovic, who's only been in charge of Olimpija since November. 39-year-old Serbian in charge of the home side. And here is their starting 5: Marvin Jones, Alexander Lazic, Lepornik, Sanon and Radulovic making up the starting 5 for Petrol Olimpija. Can they find some form in the closing stages and at least have a strong end to the regular season? As I mentioned, they cannot make it into the top 4 in this group, so no opportunity to advance to the last 16 for Sasa Nikitovic. But they are not out of the running for a place in the FIBA Europe Cup, of course, which goes to the teams who finish 5th and 6th. They are going to have a really strong end to the season. Really going to have to win every single game in order to do that. That is pretty much where we stand at the moment.
Minimum turnovers and good screening. Good screening important. So okay, open first with the 3
Dario
down, see
Giergia
what they do, then head, then motion,
will have a
and
very
one
different
side, okay?
objective in mind. His team certainly in contention for a top 4 spot, as I mentioned. It's really tight. Medi Beirut, who are in 7th in this group, 2nd bottom, could get themselves into the running tonight. They take on Bologna, though. If they do end up losing that game, then they could find themselves in a bit of trouble. They'll still only have 4 wins with just 3 games to go. And the teams above them will be a couple of wins ahead. So Medi Beirut really need to win tonight to keep their hopes alive. Bologna, 8 wins from 10. Top of the group at the moment. And they haven't quite secured their place in the round of 16, but a win tonight should do that. Prometheus currently in second with 7 wins and 4 defeats from their 11. 6-5 records for Besiktas and Strasbourg, and a 5-6 record for Neptuna. So Oostende will go level on points with Besiktas and Strasbourg if they get the win tonight. But they did lose the reverse fixture at home, 73-79 the score back in October. And it remains Petrol Olimpija's only success in this season's Basketball Champions League. We're ready to get underway. Olimpija will be looking for a good start just to get those confidence levels up. Playing in the green and white, of course. There's Filou now for Oostende. It is the Belgians making the early running, but it's come to nothing in the end. And the bounce pass is a good one and nicely finished off as well. Marvin Jones getting his name on the scoreboard nice and early. Just what Olimpija would have wanted, the first score of the night. Some points on the board. As Oostende come back in response, the missed three-point attempt from Kestelut. There's Sanon. Inside again, the hook shot finish is an excellent one from Radulovic. And Olimpija double their lead. 4 points without reply so far for the hosts. Still, Oostende looking for those first points. Missed attempt from Djordjevic this time. Three-point attempt, no good. We still have it here, Olimpija. Foul is drawn by Lapornik. Mentioned the importance of Mirza Begic tonight. He's not actually involved this evening for Olimpija. Key man missing for the hosts. Shown some form in the last couple of games, but won't be involved tonight. Five-point lead for the hosts, and finally Oostende get those first points on the board. And the CC getting his first points. He's reached double digits in his last 2 Basketball Champions League games, the CC. Foul drawn here. And Sanon, who's penalised, his first foul of the game. And one back here by Petrol Olimpija. 5-2 lead early on. Defensively, they've done a good job so far. There is Sanon. Jones. It's thrown up there by Lapornik, and he almost made it. As Oostende respond. Nice, easy 2 for Marin Maric. And they cut the deficit to just a single point. A little over 3 minutes played in the first quarter. There's Lepornik. Radulovic looking for Lepornik again and couldn't quite pick him out that time. Oh, that's superb from Lasisi, three-pointer. Which suddenly catapults Oostende into the lead. Radulovic, oh, nice finish. Bojan Radulovic. We have a tied game. Salon. Radulovic, Salon again. This is Lasic now. Lepornik. Lepornik looking for his first points of the night. Jones with the rebound. Still 10 on the shot clock here. Lepornik puts up the three. Filou it was who claimed the rebound eventually for Oostende. Now Lasisi scored 5 of Oostende's 7 points so far in this first quarter. And a bounce pass, and the foul is drawn. Marin Maric trying to make his way through. Radulovic with his first foul of the game. There's that three-pointer from Lasisi. First three-pointer of the night. Maric makes the first. And the second as well. Oostende with a 2-point lead once again. This is Sanon. Going all the way. That's a nicely finished move from Sanon. First points of the night. Quickly ties the game again, and a close contest this one in the early stages. Maric is there again. Superbly finished off, this time by Filou. Span. And it's another 2 on the board for Samanic this time. Samanic quickly tying the game. There's Lasic. Oh, what a pass and what a dunk from Lasic. Great combination with Jan Span. Thrown down with authority by Lasic. Good start here from Petrol Olimpija. Oostende in response. Lasisi goes for the 3. Doesn't make it. Olimpija get the call. Span and Lasic combining to great effect at the other end of the court. Put Olimpija 2 points ahead. Span again. Oh, it's another one. This time Jones. throws it down. A bit of showtime from Olimpija early on in this game. Jan Span with the pass and Jones with a dunk. Beautifully executed. As Petrol Olimpija open up a 4-point lead. It's 15-11 in the first quarter here in Ljubljana.
I don't care, now he's rolling. Hey, two of you don't see nothing. It's a dead layup here. Transition game, hey, keep up patience in offense. It is the screens. Hey, we need to go behind the back in the roll. We take two guys.
Slušaj dalje. Nemoj da se 6 raspuca. Trpi ovaj, kako se zove Đurišić. Koji je to broj?
42.
42.
He's not super. He's not. His driver, post up, rebound. Let his shot. Let him shoot.
Hey, help and recover to him. Slušaj.
Hey, guy on six. He's 6 is but
Ej,
he's out.
slušaj.
Some pretty good moments already in this game. Petrol Olimpija play some exciting basketball. The results haven't been there this season. They can entertain. Strong start from Elias Lasisi as well for the visiting team. 5 points for him, but his team are down by 4. This is Jurisic. And Jurisic has drawn the foul. He'll go to the line. Drew the foul from Jones. Chance for a couple of free throws here. Well, missed opportunities there for Nemanja Jurisic. There's Span again for Olimpija, going it alone this time, and the layup is made. And Span opens up a 6-point lead for his team. Lazic thought he'd made the block there, but the foul's been called. TJ Williams, who was denied. Lovely layup this from Span. He's made a big impact since coming off the bench, not amongst the starting 5, Jan Span, but 2 assists and now a couple of points to his name as well, having been on the court just a couple of minutes. He's played a big part in Olimpija opening up this 6-point lead. Helped in some part by the last free throws that have been missed by Oostende. And the Belgians to get 1 point on the board. TJ Williams off the mark. Span looks for the assist again, couldn't quite pick out his teammate Simonovic. He was the target. Difficult pass to make this. Final touch off the fingertips of Simonovic. Williams, oh, nicely done. TJ Williams closing the gap once more. 3 points the difference. Span with the pass, and the follow. Superbly followed there by Samanic. Keeps Olimpija ticking along nicely here in this first quarter. Less than 2 minutes to go. Here's Williams. And again, chance for the three. Williams misses. And here is Span now for Olimpija. Really shown his influence in this first quarter. Well, they've turned it over, and it'll be an easy layup. Nicely finished off there by Loic Schwartz. Took it on alone and didn't need any help. Oostende make it a three-point game. Span gets the pass out wide for the three-point attempt, no good. Lazic with the pass inside, still with Olimpija here. Span once again, assessing his options, still waiting. Ran out of time. Frustrating for Oostende. Still very much in touch here though, just the three-point gap between the two teams. 30 seconds left in this first quarter. Here's Williams. Jean-Marc Moema is on court now, number 9. Over on that far side, Williams goes it alone. And just a matter of seconds left in the first quarter here for Olimpija. Can they hit one last three-pointer? They certainly do. Great way to end the quarter from Bacin. His first points of the night open up a 6-point lead for the hosts, 22-16. Petrol Olimpija have certainly had the better of things in this first quarter. So far, so good for the Slovenians. A really positive start from the hosts, who we should remember have had a really difficult time in this tournament so far this season. 1 win from 10 in the regular season in the Basketball Champions League. They've started tonight really well against the only team they have beaten so far, in fact, of course, Oostende. Losing the reverse fixture back in October. And Olimpija have started, certainly with the intention of making it 2 wins out of 2. Lovely couple of assists from Jan Span. Lazic with the finish on that occasion. And here was Marvin Jones doing much the same a few moments later. Big contribution from Jan Span after coming on. A couple of assists very early on. Struggled to find the spaces to pick out passes later on in the quarter, but he's still having an influence. And it's Olimpija who have certainly had the better of things so far in this first quarter. Only hit 1 from 4 from beyond the arc. And that three-pointer coming right at the end of the first quarter actually means that the two teams have an identical record in terms of three-point attempts. Both have 1 from 4 so far. But it is the hosts who have a 6-point lead as we get the second quarter underway. Olimpija trying to increase that tally, but missed opportunity early on from Castrati. TJ Williams Pass for Jurisic. Crowded out there. Managed to retain possession. Need to get the shot away. It's Schwartz for 3. Foul was called. Just a little nudge in the back of Yannick Derisson. And there's Jurisic being crowded out there by Olimpija. Good aggressive defensive work here from the Slovenians so far. Williams draws the foul. A mixed success from the free throw line so far for Oostende. 3 from 6 overall. Williams 1 from 2. This to make it a 4-point gap. And he does make 2 from 2 this time. Improves his and the team's free throw percentage. 5 from 8 now for the team. 3 from 4 for TJ Williams. Gets the first points of this second quarter as Schwartz swats that one away. Span. Look to lay it up here and does so successfully. Jan Span doubles his tally for the night, restores the 6-point lead. Moema. Jurisic to Williams. Williams. The bounce passer to Schwartz, who couldn't quite get the dunk to go. But he's made the steal, and now Williams has the freedom of the court to throw it down. And Oostende back to within 4, courtesy of TJ Williams. Foul called. Schwartz. Man has been penalised. Semenic, the man to take charge from the foul line here. Missed the second attempt there, Luka Semenic. Olimpija have a 5-point lead. Williams. Moema. Will that drop in? It does eventually from Yannick Desiron. First points for him. 3 points the gap here, and Moema with the interception, and Williams again for another easy finish. TJ Williams makes this a 1-point game. And such an easy interception. Williams goes through. He has 9 points now. Olimpija now just have a 1-point lead.
Hey, listen. Znači, if we have a ball screen,
one side.
ovdje nemamo igrača, oni će da pomere. Gledaj sada da probamo all opposite of it. Ako imamo 4 dole, pa ovaj pik...
You are running 4 down.
4 down, it is 4 down.
Use your hands also where you need to be focused. You and you later. In a DHO and coming from down low and fast pick. Stay close, don't get open like this that they can drive. So stay close, so he needs to go parallel there. And we need to have a bump one another and use the hands like I told you. So we switch this X exchange on the weak side. Okay?
Well, things are just starting to click for Oostende. TJ Williams, a big part of that at the moment. 9 points for him so far. 3 from 5 from the field. He's got 1 steal, as well as his 9 points. He's brought Oostende to within just the 1 of their opponents. 25-24. Still a long way to go in this first half. Sanon has drawn the foul here. And Sanon makes both free throws. Schwartz to Williams. Jurisic. Goes for the hook shot, swatted away by Jones. And now Sanon gets it back again from Castrati. And from the corner, it's good. Bats in with the 3, his second 3 of the night. And all of a sudden, Olympia's 6-point lead is restored. Positive start for them following that timeout. Here's TJ Williams looking to get into double digits here. Schwartz. Nowhere to go, back to Williams. Goes for the long 3. Very nearly made it. And Schwartz is there to pick up the rebound. Can't put it away. Missed opportunity there for Oostende to close the gap again. There's Sanon. And Schwartz very nearly got the better of him there. And Moema with the foul. That was the block from Jones, which I think the Oostende players weren't too happy about. They felt there might have been interference there. Referees happy with what they saw. Jones did really well to hold that pass. Gets a hand to it again, but it's back with Oostende. And here is Schwartz. Williams. Playing with confidence now, TJ Williams. Jurisic trying to bully his way through. Comes to nothing though, hasn't quite happened yet for Nemanja Jurisic. Yet to get off the mark. Normally such a consistent performer for Oostende, but it's not been his night so far. Scramble for possession. Nobody could quite get hold of this. That will be a trip to the foul line. Foul drawn by Rocco Bacim. Jan Rebec has been called upon for the first time in the game. Wearing number 31 for Olimpija. Just 1 from 2 made that time by Bacim. Here is Williams. Jurisic to Schwartz. Moema. Moema drawing the foul. Radulovic back on. Taking the place of Marvin Jones. Going to see Lapornik as well, in place of Yusuf Sanon. For Olimpija, who have a 7-point lead now. Williams. It's turned over again. Lapornik. Bacim. Oh, he's done it again. He's hit all 3 of his 3-point attempts tonight. And he takes Olimpija on to a 10-point lead. And he's had a big part to play in that. 34-24 the score.
Hey, we come back in the game 9-0 easy. Shooter, shooter, shooter. Very good. Very good one. Shooter number 18. Shooter. We totally unresponsible in defense. Totally. In offense, hey, try to move the
Posle
ball.
toga da nastavimo dalje, okej? Slušaj dalje. Moramo da držimo ritam skoka i ritam dobrih faulova. Ne smeju 3, ne sme da nam prodre, ne smeju ovi dole. Ako krene neko da zida tratnika, tratnik drži to. Ako vidiš da krene...
Well, when Petrol Olimpija have been able to get the ball to Rocco Bacim, he certainly has done some damage. 3 from 3 from the field, all of them 3-pointers. He's into double digits, top scorer in the game. And it's also a double-digit lead for the hosts as well. Deep into this second quarter now, 34-24 the score. Oostende trying to respond here. Nedim Buja drawing the foul. And he'll get the chance to make this a 3-point play. Chipping into that 10-point lead. This is Michal Lapornik. Now Rebec. Bacim. And again. Time running out. Shot comes in. 3-point attempt, no good. And Lapornik wasn't able to claim the rebound. Draws the foul. Nedim Buja penalised. Olympia back to within touching distance of a 10-point 10-point lead again, I should say. 9 points the advantage at the moment. Oostende looking for a strong finish to this second quarter. Try and close that gap. It's a nice pass and a nice finish as well. Smart move there. And Lasisi with the finish. 7 points now for him. 7 points the difference between these two teams with a little over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Rebets here for Olimpija. Bacim draws the foul. Much to the frustration of Marin Maric. It's a nice play there, finished off by Elias Lasisi. Ruka Bacim has missed one free throw, but he has still made a big contribution, 12 points so far. And again, Olimpija get themselves to within a point of that double-digit lead, 38-29. Boozer makes the first. Misses the second. Lapornik eventually gathers for Olimpija. So far, so good for the hosts here. Chasing only their second win in this Basketball Champions League season. Lapornik with the pass, looking for Radulovic. Maric takes care of it. Boozer again, Lasisi. Lasisi out to Fila, who'll go for the three and makes the three. Much needed for Oostende. Now just a 5-point lead. Another timeout called. They've halved the deficit since the previous timeout. Oostende's trailing by 5, 38-33.
Dobro, ali opet sam rekao, nemoj ta rješenja gdje možemo da odmah istrče u kontranapad. Bolje neki šut ili prodor, nemoj ovo teška rješenja. Bonusno. Slušaj, odigraj sada.
Side picks, and they in a flare last moment change angle. Try to keep the first pass man ready for help. Hey, they roll last man involved. Immediately this guy between two, hello, if they're changing angles. Okay, that's important. No easy drives. And control the board, be on the hand. Run, let's put this down now. We have 2 minutes, 16.
I didn't hear what you're saying. You try to ice or?
No, just don't allow this.
So a good little spell for Filou Oostende. Olimpija had opened up a double-digit lead, that has been halved now. Lapornik. Here is Jan Span, who had a big impression made when he came off the bench in the first quarter. He's going to try and make a contribution here in the remaining couple of minutes in this first half. There is Span, goes for the three. Didn't have much time to get the shot away, wasn't successful with it. And here come Oostende again, turned over. Lapornik might go it alone. Denied, gets another chance. Out for the three from Span, which is good. Jan Span nails it. Back to an 8-point lead. Radulovic penalised, foul drawn. Maric making the first of those free throws and the second. Here is Span. Lazic for three. Follow not quite made. Rabec, Radulovic in there. It's Radulovic who tried to just palm that back. Buza. Sisi. Maric gets it. Two more to the tally. And the gap is closing. Time running out in this first half. There's Lapornik. And the interception. Things could get it a little bit better here for Oostende in these closing moments. Buza for three. A little short. Batim comes away with it. Here's Span. Lapornik. Running out of time here. Didn't get the shot away in time, and it didn't go anyway from Igor Tratnik. That is the end of the first half. And Petrol Olimpija, who've only won one game in the regular season, are ahead at the break, 41-37 the score. Oostende coming back towards the end of that second quarter. Well, it's a game that Oostende need to win to keep up the pressure on those teams above them and around them in the group table. They've just got to up their game ever so slightly. Olimpija's superior three-point shooting has just helped them edge in front. And a huge amount of credit has to go to Rocco Badjim, because he has made all three of his three-point attempts. The only player to make it into double digits in the first half. 12 points for him. TJ Williams played a big part for Oostende, 9 points for him. Dusan Djordjevic with 3 assists, although he hasn't registered any points so far. A couple of turnovers for him as well. Maric with a couple of steals for Oostende, who have threatened to close the gap on a few occasions. They have closed the gap on a few occasions, only for Olimpija to just extend that lead again. They've got themselves into a 10-point lead at a couple of occasions in this first half. And they will be the happier of the two teams going into this half-time interval. We will be back in a few minutes at the second half here in what is a must-win game for Filou Oostende. as they keep up the pressure on the other teams in this group for a playoff place. They will go joint third with victory tonight, but they trail by 4 at half-time, 41-37. Make sure you come back for the start of the second half in a few minutes' time. Welcome back to Ljubljana for the second half of this Basketball Champions League game. Petrol Olimpija currently leading Filou Oostende, the visitors from Belgium, by 4 points, 41-37. They've led for the vast majority of the first half. In the Stožice Arena, a venue for Eurobasket a few years ago, of course. And not a particularly happy hunting ground, it has to be said, for the hosts. They have struggled at home in the Basketball Champions League. They've only won 2 of their 12 home games here. It has been a struggle all the way through this season. Their only win coming on the road. And trying to put that record right here. And certainly put in a decent performance over the course of the first half. The question is whether they can keep that up. Rocco Badjim has made a vital contribution. He's the only player from either team to have made it into double digits so far. 12 points for him. 3 out of 3 from beyond the arc. And 3 from 4 from the foul line. That's how he's made up his points so far. No rebounds, no assists for him, but he has made a big contribution as far as scoring goes. Alexander Lasic as well, with a decent contribution, couple of points, but 6 rebounds crucially for him. More than anybody else, by some distance in fact. Marvin Jones and Jan Span have also made their contribution. Span with 7 points. A couple of assists as well, a couple of rebounds. He's been pretty influential despite playing less than 10 minutes over the course of the first half, but he will be an important player for Olimpija. Oostende might have to turn to TJ Williams again. 9 points for him. Marin Maric with 8 points so far, 7 points for Elias Lasisi. Those 3 players are going to have to make a bit of a bigger contribution perhaps in the second half. If Dario Ghiaghia's team are to get the win that they really need. Just remember that as far as the group table goes here, it's an opportunity for Oostende to go joint third along with Strasbourg and Besiktas. As they try and have an advantage going into the final 3 games. Put themselves right in the mix for a playoff spot. But they're going to have to turn this around. 4 points down. Olimpija in the green and white, of course. Lepornik to Sanon. Yusuf Sanon gets it out to Lepornik again. Lepornik to Jones. Time running out here for Olimpija. Jones gets the shot away, doesn't make it though. And here is Lasisi going it alone. The layup, he's denied. Big rejection. And Lasic to the rescue there for Olimpija. Lasisi going for the layup. And the block from Lasic. It could be immaterial because Maric has the chance from the foul line, drawing the foul from Lepornik. Has this now to make it a 2-point game, which he does. Maric becomes the second player this evening to reach double digits. 10 points for him, 6 of those points have come from free throws. Here's Yusuf Sanon trying to wind his way through and misses the layup. Radulovic gets it. Here's the response from Oostende as Nedin Buza misses the opportunity. Still a 4-point gap here, as it was at half-time. Sanon's pass wasn't held by Lazic that time. Luka Lasisi flying up the court here, gets the pass away. Foul is called. Maric will go to the line again. The speed of Lasisi to get into that position. Lazic drew the fouls, hoping for the three-point play. It didn't come. He's been pretty clinical from the foul line. 6 from 6 so far, make that 7 from 7. And still the 100% record intact. Joint top scorer in the game now. It's Yusuf Sanon for Olimpija. Lazic coming under pressure. And Maric does the business defensively. Djordjevic. Still Djordjevic. Fila. Haven't seen too much of him tonight. Maric underneath it. Scrambled away by Lazic. Yusuf Sanon. And Lepornik. Just couldn't quite get it to go. And the foul is called. Sanon. And from the near side, it is a three-pointer for Luka Samanic. Opens up a 5-point lead for Olimpija. Big three-point attempt, that one, from Samanic. Buza in response, misses. Radulovic claims the rebound. Bounce pass intended for Radulovic. Good work from Maric to turn it around. Lepornik. Lepornik draws the foul from Lasisi. Sanon denied there, but they've kept it alive here. And here is Samanic again, and we just lost sight of the ball there, seemed to spill out of his hands. And Luka Samanic, who's a real talent. Croatian 18-year-old. Something one to keep an eye out for. Sisi draws the foul this time from Lepornik. Maric looking to follow it up there, couldn't quite get it to go. After Nedin Buza's missed layup. Oostende still struggling to really find their rhythm here. Been stifled by Olimpija so far in this game. Here's Samanic again, weaving his way through. Finishing well, Lukas Samanic. Well, he's the latest player into double digits, 10 points for him. 4 from 4 from the field. And a couple of rebounds as well. Starting to make quite an impression. Nicely done. Good response from Dusan Djordjevic, one that was much needed from Oostende. Finally gets his first points. Yusuf Sanon again. Floats it in. That's nice work. And Yusuf Sanon takes Olimpija to the 50-point mark. Assisi. Djordjevic. Good defense again here from Olimpija, and the fast break comes to nothing. Wasn't quite the right pass in the end. Djordjevic draws the foul from Sanon. Third foul for Yusuf Sanon. Schwartz. Samanic. Bajim. Samanic. That's great work from the teenager. Couldn't quite finish it this time. Djordjevic. The foul has been called. Still a 7-point deficit here. A couple of vital points on the board for Oostende. Chase Fila. He's had a rather quiet evening, as I mentioned earlier, but getting his team to within 5. Samanic did well to claim the rebound and then draw the foul. Two from 3 from the foul line for Samanic. 4 from 5 from the field. Starting to put together a pretty handy performance here. 11 points, 3 rebounds. And more importantly, his team have a 7-point advantage. So they look to make it home and away wins against Oostende. The only team in this group they've managed to beat so far. Schwartz misses his first free throw. He does make the second. And Oostende just can't quite close up that gap. Being kept at arm's length for the time being. Still a long way to go in this game. So, nice play once again. The foul drawn by Simonovic. Yet to open his account tonight. Nearly did so here. Drew the foul from Chase Filou. Simonovic makes the first. And the second. Schwartz. TJ Williams draws the foul. Simonovic penalised here. TJ Williams, who's been lively. Moves into double digits. And this is the second free throw, so it is still a 7-point difference. That's him for three. It's the first one he's missed tonight. There's Jan Span. Creative force in this Ljubljana team. Oh, what a pass. Great finish. Samanic made it look easy, but it was all about Jan Span's inspiration. Olimpija open up a 9-point lead, courtesy of their teenage Croatian. 56-47. So timeout is called.
Watch out, stick with your man, guys. Hey, recognize mismatch 3 times in a row on a fourth here. Hey, go simple now. We're going with the one, but we will put a low post Nemanja. Okay, so dribble side, Nemanja screen here, come off.
Ti se gore da mu popunjavaš. Ok, leđa. Da može taj pas unazad, a ovo što je bio ovaj Šamanić, ti čekaj kako oni popunjavaju ovaj prostor ovdje. Kontra od njega. Razumeš, da nemamo samo rasporede gdje smo svi široko, nego bek da popunjava u ovim situacijama ovo, a ti ovdje da može ovo...
Well, Olimpija will be delighted with the way they find themselves in this game at the moment, up by 9. Still a bit of time left in this third quarter. If they can maintain this sort of lead going into the final period, they will start to believe that they can get the job done here. A miserable run in the Basketball Champions League. There is a man who can make a difference for Oostende, TJ Williams, and another 2 to his tally. If Oostende can get him firing, maybe they can close the gap here. Samanic with a rebound, and the hook finish is brilliant from the teenager. What an impact he's had. Schwartz It's very nearly Spann there who came away with the steal. Schwartz has it for Oostende, goes to throw it down, misses, but draws the foul. He was all ready for the one-handed jam there and just drew the foul instead. Simonovic, player penalised. Six defeats in a row for Olimpija. They currently lead by 8. Been involved in some close games in the last couple of weeks. Beaten here by Prometheus in their last home game in December by just 4 points, 76-80. Lost by 3 away at Bologna. Last week, of course, 87-84. Terrific run from Oostende. Could be coming to an end. 4 wins in a row. 3-point win away at Strasbourg back in November. Followed that up with a 4-point away win against Prometheus, then home win against Virtus Bologna by a single point, and then a 2-point away win against Neptuna. So they're tight games. Those 4 wins, they've got those marginal gains to get the little advantage they need. Won those 4 games by a combination of 10 points. That's how tight it's been. They trail by 8 alone in this one. We do have time to make it up. The next minute or so, the end of this third quarter is going to be vital. Castrati makes one of his 2 free throws, gets his first point of the night. As we enter the final minute of the third quarter, it is a 9-point deficit here for Oostende. It is an important game for them, one that they feel they must win, as Williams goes for the layup and misses. Can't afford to keep passing up those opportunities. TJ Williams unable to close the gap. Spann, bounce pass, Simonovic was able to find Bajim, came to nothing in the end for Olimpija. Schwartz. Williams. And Williams makes this one. He really needed that. Oostende really needed that. 14 points for Williams, 7 points the difference. Closing seconds here of the third quarter. Can Olimpija hit one more opportunity? Desiron with the foul. This was that step back 2 from Williams, nothing but net. For TJ Williams, 14 points. This might be just about it as far as the third quarter goes. A couple of seconds remaining. Simonovic missing the first here. This to make it an 8-point lead. Can Oostende use up these last couple of seconds? Well, Jurisic unable to make that. Still looking for his first points of the night. Nemanja Jurisic, it hasn't been his best performance. And it's Petrol Olimpija who have the lead going into the fourth quarter. They're up by 8, 60 points to 52. So the big question now is whether Olimpija can hold on here and get that win. Been involved in some close games in recent weeks, missed out narrowly in the defeats to Prometheus and Virtus Bologna, some heavier defeats earlier in the Basketball Champions League season. 8 points against Strasbourg, 10 points against Besiktas, 9-point defeat at home against Medi Beirut, and a 9-point defeat here to Neptunus as well. Those last 6 defeats, of which the more recent 2 have been close ones. Their only win back at the end of October, remember, away at Oostende, 79-73 on that occasion. After losing the first 3 games of the season, 2 of them at home, 31 points, the difference between them and Bologna here in October. 2-point defeat away at Prometheus and a 10-point defeat on the opening day at home to Strasbourg. So it is really only those last couple of weeks where their performances have been a little more encouraging in terms of the scoreline at least. Been a little bit closer to getting one of those vital victories. Out of the running for a top 4 spot in this group. Still have some hope of making the FIBA Europe Cup.
Petrol Olimpija, Filou Oostende, 16 versus 52.
8 points. That is what Oostende have to make up in what is an important game for them. Their playoff hopes could be dealt a huge blow. Oh, brilliantly done. What a start for Bajim in this 4th quarter. It's his 4th 3 of the night. 15 points, and 4 of those 5 3-point attempts have been made by Bajim. We have an 11-point lead for the first time in the game. Biggest lead of the game for Olimpija. Williams. Still Williams. Oh, great finish. Well, he's got to keep them in touch. He's their biggest threat tonight. 16 points now. Single-digit lead. 9 points to make up in 9 minutes. Bajim with a bounce pass into Simonovic. Kesteluk did well. Span. Simonovic and Schwartz with the foul. Span. Twisting and turning, gets the shot away. And they're trying to keep it alive here, Oostende. Really needed an explosive start to this 4th quarter. They haven't managed to get it. Marin Maric desperately trying to keep that ball alive as the home side look to punish them, but they haven't been able to do that. There is Williams. Schwartz. Williams again. Williams trying to find a way through. It's a great finish from TJ Williams. Well, if it's going to be an inspired comeback in this fourth quarter, he's going to lead it. £18 for Oostende's number 3. 7 points the gap here as Banshim fails in his attempt. He was looking for the foul, nothing given. Now Schwartz. Out to the corner. Jurisic, Williams, the danger man. Gets the pass away. Marin Maric couldn't finish. Span. Banshim misses the 3. William claims the rebounds. His first rebound of the game, Ashley Williams. Span is penalised. It's a foul. Williams. Still going. It's a turnover. Showed there the replay that the referee spotted that one correctly. The Olimpia coach was also on the ball there as well. Ball handling violation. Still a 7-point gap here. Olimpia have lost possession. Are they losing focus here in these closing stages? Schwartz for 3, gets it. Big 3-pointer from Loic Schwartz. And all of a sudden it's a 4-point gap. And Olimpia have allowed their opponents back in here, 63-59.
Faster and concentration better, eh? Respect the ball. Respect the ball. It's a crucial moment of the game. Focus.
For the shooters to talk, to go out, 4 men that you stay up. Okay? That situations, hey, and we have 1 team foul. Please spend them smart in offense. Listen, in offense, first one, we go 1, but you will post up Nemanja. Hey, if this is not sure, this is not sure. If this is not sure, we continue with the 1. Okay? Nemanja.
So a little bit of uncertainty now, surely, for the home side, given their record. Given the fact that Oostende are starting to close that gap. And again, another unsuccessful 3-point attempt, this time from Sanon. This is Jurisic. He's drawn the foul. I think the man penalised. There's Williams. Wouldn't quite go there for Oostende. Lapornik has it. I'm surprised that Lucas Samanic has been called upon again. Here he is. Lapornik. Rebound easily claimed by Jurisic. Going all the way. Can't get it to go. Now, can Samanic finish here? Good work by Kestelut. Big rejection there. And now Williams. Schwartz gets it. Three-pointer. Big, big three-pointer for Oostende. It's a one-point game. Double digits for Schwartz. His second three. And boy, was it a big one. What an important turnaround this could become for Oostende in the Basketball Champions League this season. Simonovic has got it just in time to give Olimpija that little bit of protection, but it is still just a three-point game. It's been a long, long time since Oostende last had the lead in this game. They were up 11-9. Haven't led since. They've trailed by as many as 11. Currently down by 3. Still plenty of time to go, all to play for. Could be a really close finish here. Well, they're within 2. Courtesy of Marin Maric. Still plenty of time remaining. Span has lost it. Loic Schwartz did well to keep his balance. Djordjevic. Still Djordjevic. Jurisic. Djordjevic. He's drawn the foul. So this to tie the game for the first time since the first quarter. And he's done it. Djordjevic with those 2 free throws tied the game at 65 each, an 11-point swing in this fourth quarter. Lapornik. And Samanic misses the 3, and Maric claims the rebound. Now will Oostende steal the lead for the first time in a long, long time. Maric. Oh, it won't quite go. It still won't go. Olimpija get the decision. Agonizingly close to taking the lead. Kestelut just couldn't make it work. Span. Lapornik. Span. Misses. And foul this time. Castello penalised. A little too aggressive in his attempt to win the ball back. Can afford a foul or two. Unlike their opponents, the pass to Simonovic, good finish. Olimpija edge back in front. How big could that be? We're into the final 3 minutes here. Djordjevic. Kestelut. Maric. Using his strength. Can't finish. Can't claim the rebound either. Another chance here for Olimpija to slow it down. Try and increase the lead. Give themselves a little bit of breathing room. Span. Simonovic. Lapornik goes for the three and misses. Was it necessary to take that shot on? A little bit of panic, maybe just setting in there. Djordjevic goes for the bounce pass into Maric, who's drawn the foul. Samanic is penalised. Maric making way. And Nemanja Đurišić, who's yet to get on the board, misses the free throw. It's none from three now. Just hasn't happened for him tonight. Highlighted him as one of the key men, averaging 14.2 points per game. Finally gets off the mark. He's played over 21 minutes tonight as well. And he's got his team to within one. Span has it here for Olimpija. And it is Oostende who get the decision though. Anxious. Final couple of minutes here. To 7 in terms of turnovers. Oostende will feel they should be a lot further ahead, but finally Đurišić has found a way to get some points on the board, and he's put Oostende into the lead for the first time since the first quarter when they were leading 11-9. Now they lead 68-67, and it's another turnover. And all of a sudden, it's the Belgians who have control here. All kinds of drama in this fourth quarter. The turnaround has been gradual. Did wonder whether it would ever come. Now it looks as though it might. Still so much time remaining, and Samanic again is penalised. This is fourth foul. And it's Schwartz who'll get the chance to finish here. This was the interception, which led to Olimpija losing possession. Schwartz missing his first free throw. Two points is the biggest lead that Oostende have had this evening. 1 minute to go. 2 points is the lead they have at the moment. Can Olimpija find that win? It'll only be their second win in the regular season. Bajim denied. Still a chance here for Olimpija, turned over. Well, those opportunities could be the ones that cost them the win again. It looks like it might be another heartbreaking defeat here for the hosts, but a huge win for Oostende. There's still plenty of time left though. Djordjevic misses, got the shot away in time, but couldn't make it count. Now then, can Olimpija win it at the death here? Span, there's the foul. 2 points will tie the game, 3 points will win it now for Olimpija. Djordjevic. And this just wouldn't go, would it, for Olimpija? Just trying to look at the actual moment the contact was made, that the foul was drawn. Was a foul. It's just maybe whether it's unsportsmanlike or not. The timeout has been called after all that. And still the 2-point deficit here. 69-67. Oostende lead.
Ovdje na loptu da ide paćemo na odvajanje se. Uđi stratio šuta. Se igramo ovdje sa ovim rokom ovdje sa tobom na jedan.
Protect. Watch out here on this situation, eventually 4 or 5, that they depend on flare, screens and shot. Okay, we don't want this. Hey, what is the thing? Stick. If it's a flare, you need to talk. So big it's taking you stepping in.
Well, what a finish you're in for here. Final few seconds. Olimpija, who are without a win in 6 Basketball Champions League games since they last played Oostende back at the end of October. Now, the foul was drawn by Jan Span. They did review that for some time, the officials. to ensure it wasn't an unsportsmanlike foul. Eventually came to the decision that it wasn't. Genuine attempt to play the ball. And Olimpija have got a few seconds here to make something happen. It is another foul. Filou this time. A little over 5 seconds remaining. Next foul brings about free throws. We're going to have another timeout. So Olimpija try and find a way to either take this to overtime or take the win.
Roko ovde, Marko ovde, ovde Lapornik, Špan, budi ovde. Idi sada, skrin dobar, ali Marko gledaj ovde da bude skrin za skrinera i ako idu u flash, gledaj ti da bude, ako preuzim.
Roll, switch immediately. Be aggressive to switch. Yeah. Yes, yes, it's a 5 seconds. We need to do, yes. So that means on a pick and roll, if we switch, you need to drop under. Hey, to don't let him easy roll. Okay? Hey. Reci, Dušan, reci. Yes, open out from inbounder, absolutely. Read where he is. Okay?
Watch his hand, okay?
Well, if they go for the three, go for the win, Olimpija might try and get the ball into the hands of Roko Bacim. 4 3-pointers for him. Got Luka Samanic there as well. Just over 5 seconds here. It is Samanic who has drawn the foul. And the 18-year-old Croatian, he's got the chance to tie the game here. 5th foul for Schwartz, that's the end of his night. Samanic makes the first. And can he tie the game? 17 points for the 18-year-old. Big pressure on young shoulders. He's made it. 69 apiece. It's another timeout. And there'll be one last chance perhaps for Oostende to get the win.
Dušan, you will take the ball. Okay. TJ. Vinny. Chase. And
Sve switch. Ne daj više. Znači, ako si ti Marko ovde i ovaj, ne dajte vi ste responsibility za zice. Vi idete na ove gore. Imaju dovoljno vremena. Ali treba da ovako čuvamo da... Take care. Ajde, brate! Ajmo! Petrol! Strati Laza gornje igrače.
Well, are we to have a winner at the end of this 4th quarter? Is there more to come? Samanic hitting those 2 free throws, showing so much composure in the pressure situation. Here's Djordjevic. Can they finish it off here? Oh, there it is! They've won it, surely. Second or so remaining. Oostende snatch the win. And it's Chase Filou who's done it with a second on the clock. Desperate disappointment for the home side, who were beaten again. 69-71. And Chase Filou with that layup right at the death to steal the victory for Oostende. What a huge win it is as well. And you have to feel for Olimpia, once again, they've just been denied. Third game in a row, they've come very, very close and come away with absolutely nothing. It's their 10th defeat in this season's Basketball Champions League. Oostende have made a big, big step in the right direction in their quest to make the playoffs. They are in contention, but it nearly went horribly wrong tonight. That is a huge win for the Belgians, who certainly made life difficult for themselves. Trailed for virtually the whole game. They had a brief period early on in the first quarter where they were leading, never led by more than 2 points throughout the whole game. And that is the margin of victory in the end for the Belgians, 71-69. At the start of the fourth quarter, they were 11 points down, 63-52. And really, Olimpia paying the price for managing to register just 6 points in that fourth quarter. Damaging to their hopes of coming away with a win. It's another disappointing night at home. They've lost all of their Basketball Champions League home games this season. Samanic, the 18-year-old, putting in a good performance. 18 points for him. Lazic as well with a vital contribution, 10 rebounds, a game high. And really just a rather disappointing night overall for Petrol Olimpia. TJ Williams made a big contribution for Oostende, 18 points for him. More points than anyone else in the Oostende side. Loic Schwartz, Marin Maric also making it to double figures. Maric with 6 rebounds as well. Highest number of anybody in the Oostende side. And it is the Belgians who come away with a vital win in Group D. It puts them in a much better position now going into the final 3 games. They have hope of making the playoffs for the first time in this competition. They've been ever present in the Basketball Champions League. It is their 3rd season. They finished just outside the top 4 on both previous occasions, very much in contention for that to all change this time around. And they really had to do it the hard way tonight. Despite a high number of turnovers for their opponents, they just couldn't really establish any kind of control. And behind for virtually the whole game. There was that little period in the first quarter where they did lead, but as I mentioned, never by more than 2 points. They were 5-4 down, then led 7-5. Stayed in front for a while, albeit being pegged back a couple of times, got themselves to an 11-9 lead. By the end of the first quarter, they were down by 6, 22-16. They didn't lead again until the closing stages of the game. Finally regained the lead at 68-67. And went on to win by 2, 71-69. Really tough one to take again for Petrol Olimpia. Not for the first time in recent weeks. We've just been able to close out the games, particularly at home. An unlucky defeat, 3-point defeat last week. And a heartbreaking 2-point defeat this week as well. And look at their last 3 Basketball Champions League games. They've lost it by a total of just 9 points. That's how close they've been. And completely the opposite really from Oostende. Their last 5 games have all been close as well, but they've just about got on the right side of those results. 3-point win against Strasbourg, 4-point win against Prometheus, 1-point win against Bologna, 2-point win against Neptunus, and another 2-point win so far, or this evening I should say, but it is 5 in a row for Oostende. And they join Strasbourg and Besiktas with a 6-5 record. Bologna at the top with a 9-2 record, Prometheus in second. It's all to play for in those playoff spots after Oostende get the win in Ljubljana tonight.